The foundation.
You know the kind of cement I'm using in this foundation? I guarantee you even my grandchildren will come and find this house.
Muzaffaru, the day I decide to build, in fact, I will import the foundation into the country. By the way, your security lights, they are very small. Me, when I build my house, I will put the motion sensor.
As you can see the living room, I managed to bring in some tiles.
And I told you, when I build my house, I get tiles from Italy, Rome, bring them here, original. This nonsense of having one TV. Me!
Some people talk about building houses. Others build them. Do you have land?
I am working on it.
You buy your buy today and get the job done. Strong, reliable, available at hardware shops countrywide.
Yes.
It hasn't been easy at all.
No.
But with your buy, chiba chibwa.
So you buy, your buy.
Mera Institute for Social Development, a certified institution for higher learning, invites applicants for certificates and diploma courses like accounting and finance, procurement, journalism, tailoring and fashion design, with many other skills-tailored courses.
Our institution is compliant. First of all, it is recognized by National Council for Higher Education. We are certified. The registration number is UBB 187.
Tested and tried since 1995, Mera Institute for Social Development is your solution when it comes to quality education.
You may apply for January, May, August intakes. Find us along Sir Apollo Kagwa Road, opposite Mera University Sports Ground. Our tuition is affordable with a state-of-art facilities. Early birds stand a chance to grab themselves bursaries. MISD or Mera Institute for Social Development, facilitating your career.
I am John Baptist Rubega. I work with the Kalangala Infrastructure Services Limited, which is a company mandated by the government of Uganda to develop infrastructure on the island. Now, the island there is what you call the main island, but there are other smaller islands making Kalangala district. In total, there are 84 islands making Kalangala district, all the Sese islands altogether. But of the 84, there is one main island called the Bugala Island. This is the island that hosts the district headquarters and everything that you may need in a district. Otherwise, the other islands are just accommodating people, fishermen and all that. Now, the main activity now, as we talk now, before it used to be fishing, but now Kalangala is known for growing palm. And because of palm, there is a company called Bidiko. Bidiko is the company responsible for growing palm on the island. So when that project came to the island, they wanted to work in a place which had infrastructure, and there was no infrastructure. So that's how they approached the government, and the government had a duty to develop that infrastructure so that palm growing can go on smoothly. And that's when government engaged the Kalangala Infrastructure Services Limited to develop infrastructure on the island. Now, there are four main components in this. There is road construction, there is power generation, there is water distribution, and then the ferry services. So, KIS, which is known as Kalangala Infrastructure Services Limited, for the last 13 years, now coming to 14 years, we have developed infrastructure on that island. We worked on the main road. We introduced these ferries. We have two ferries, MV Pal and MV Sese. These are the ferries responsible for ferrying traffic across the waters to the island and from the island. There is also another ferry, which is manned by government, which is called MV Kalangala. That ferry comes from Entebbe to Lutoboka, or Kalangala, in Kalangala. So for us here, this is the main gateway to the island. And most people use this route, the Bukakata, Masaka ferry route, to access the island. You will find that many people come from Europe, from where and where and where to come and see what is happening in the Kalangala. But unfortunately, you find a Ugandan who has never visited Kalangala. So that's why we need to do something about domestic tourism. So Ugandans have not actually captured enough about domestic tourism. Now, many people are traveling to come and see what is a palm. People have heard that in the Kalangala they grow palm. What is palm? These days we have so many people coming to the island. As we talk now, you are seeing those students. They are going to tour. They are on a study tour now. They are going to Kalangala to see what is happening in the Kalangala. Now, fishing used to be a booming business, but right now, as we talk now, fishing is down because now the lake is being depleted, and because of that, you will find that fishing has gone down. So now, we are encouraging people. We are encouraging people, and calling on especially Ugandans, to come and visit Kalangala, come and see what is taking place in the island. People can come and take their time. There are beaches that have been constructed. Actually, there are beaches now. When you are there, you may even fail to know whether you are in Uganda or you are in Europe or you are somewhere else. So let people come and see what we have in Kalangala. One thing we must appreciate is that the ferries have helped boost trade between the two districts. This is Bukakata now is on Masaka district. Is on Masaka. This is the main. I mean the mainland. What you would call the mainland. You have the island, and then we have the mainland. This is now the mainland. Now you find that people now are able to carry their merchandise from Masaka to Kalangala, and then in the evening they are back, which never used to be the case. Before these ferries, one would have to go to Kalangala, like today, and come back after 2 days. But now, you can go early morning, and by around 3, you are back to the mainland. That's one important thing that the ferries have actually brought in as far as trade between the two districts is concerned. It's no longer a hurdle. We want to thank the government of Uganda. When it comes to infrastructure development, government has not only developed infrastructure on the island, but has also done the same on the mainland in order to make a Kalangala accessible. Let me say about 5 years ago, this road, Masaka Road, was a gravel road, which actually would go bad every season. There are times when you couldn't actually cross through that Mazigo area. But now the road is tarmacked, and everything is very fine for those who want to access Kalangala. It now takes just 30 minutes to drive from Masaka to the Bukakata ferry port here. But those times I'm talking about, Mazigo would at times collapse, and then you take the whole day traveling from Masaka to Bukakata. So we have to thank the government for that. I would like to appeal to government to tarmac the main island roads, which stretches from Ruku. When you cross here, the most point here is called Ruku. Now from Ruku to Mulabanda, that stretch is about 67 kilometers. But it is a first-class gravel road, but as you know, gravel roads, they are seasonal roads. So we are appealing to government to tarmac that road. Once that is done, I think Kalangala will be like any place on the mainland. Because now there is power. KIS had a responsibility of generating power. By then we were using a hybrid system. We had the solar and the thermal. But now government has connected Kalangala to the national grid. There is now a cable going through that water to the island. So now Kalangala is sharing now the national grid power. And now Kalangala, KIS has a duty of abstracting water from the lake, purify it, and distribute it to the community for domestic consumption, like national water does on the mainland. Now, the only thing remaining now is the main road that should be tarmacked, and maybe adding more ferries to access those other main islands we have talked about. Because now there's the ferries we have now connect the main island, but as I said, there are several other islands where there is no access. But now, recently when the president was there, I promised two more ferries, and we thank government for that. Our only prayer is that that one comes soon.
The Lens program on UBC TV.
Washaki Ahmad is my name. I am the RCC Masaka City, and I also double as the regional whip of my colleagues in the Greater Masaka. I greet you all, viewers and listeners, at this juncture. Masaka City is one of the historical cities in the country. First of all, Masaka is just 136 kilometers from Kampala, and it is in the center of the region bordering East African countries. From here to Tanzania, you only have to take a distance of about 97 kilometers only. Okay, from here to Rwanda is where it is a bit far, and also Burundi and Democratic Republic of Congo is also a bit far. But strategically, Masaka is being the Kabaka city, Kabaka of Uganda city, in a saza called Buddu, and its proximity gives it an advantage to any person wishing to come and stay or do business in Masaka here. We have a lot of utilities, hotels, good roads, good hospitality, religious leaders. Religion is practiced here, culture is practiced here, and people in Masaka here are hardworking people. Now, one would want to ask, what major economic activities are undertaken in this city? One, trade. Actually, trade in Masaka is so strong, because even when you look at people who are supporting trade in our capital city of Kampala, majority of them come from this area. So meaning they have a background of involving in trade. And the major economic activity here, first of all, is agriculture, because being surrounded by a rural setup, majority of community members here engage in agriculture activities. Also, trade. Business here booms a lot. Big shops here, big people involved in doing contracts or doing other work outside Masaka, but basing here are many. When you come here, hotel industry is booming, because we have good hotels here like Hotel Boulevard, we have Hotel Next, we have Zebra Hotel, Maria Furo, name them. So when you come here to invest in those areas, there is money to make here, because Masaka being here and our tourist sites are just near around this. When you move from here to access our tourist sites is near. When you go to small scale economic activities like market vendors, small entrepreneurs in terms of retail and wholesaling here, the business here is booming. Now, you would want to know that what has government done here to improve on the quality of the city, but also the quality of the people of Masaka. I want to tell you that what the government has done here is physically visible. Because if you recall, some 6 years ago, you used to hear people striking here because of bad roads, especially in our division of Nyendo. There, as you approach from Kampala, people were at war with the government. But government intervention on infrastructure has improved Masaka city. Actually, the road network within, especially the center of Masaka, is perfect. Courtesy of government interventions through programs like UCB. When you come to Masaka at night, even when we don't have power, you may not realize that we don't have power, because lights fixed by government along roads within Masaka makes Masaka light even when there is no power, because the lights fixed on all of the roads within Masaka city and the suburbs are solar powered. So you find that the infrastructure on roads within the center of the city is perfect, and also the lighting in the city is perfect. Government on the line of roads is doing major interventions of rehabilitating and expanding on Masaka, Chotera, Mutukula road. As you well know, that road for us as Ugandans and Masaka in particular is a very, very, very important road, because it links us to Tanzania, and the majority of our traders here do business through Tanzania. And now that we are in the region where our oil passes through, the pipe passes here to go to where it will reach the market, you find that with improvement of such roads is going to boost the economy within this area. When you look at Masaka, Mbarara road is perfect. And basing on the intervention on Mutukula road, there is also some roads which are going to be constructed, like the Vira road up to Bukarasa. Some other small roads here are going to be done. And as I talk now, government has already again secured more money under USIMI, where we are going to make more interventions. So you find out that the road network in Masaka is improved courtesy of government. On government programs geared as to improving the livelihood of the people of Masaka, one, we have YLP, although the youth did not perform well, but we are trying to follow them up and guide them to ensure that they utilize that money well. Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program is on here. Special grants for people with disability, for women, for elderly are here. Even the elderly are also benefiting from the SAGE grant. Now, when you come to the major bullet to improving the socio-economic state standard of our people is PDM. As I talk now, Masaka City has already got over 80 billion invested here in PDM. And as His Excellency President pronounced that it's going to increase this financial year we are in, you are going to see that every year we are going to get additional 200 million shillings. And when the first beneficiaries begin also paying back, you see that people who are getting difficulties in accessing low-cost financing are going to enjoy. We have another program of Emyoga, which actually cut across whether you're a saloonist, whether you're a mechanic, whether you're a taxi driver, whether you're a youth leader, or you're a political leader, or whether you are an elderly, whether you're a person with disability, whether you're a veteran, whether you're a saloon operator, whether you're a restaurant operator, whether you're a market vendor, name them, 18 enterprises. Government has injected money here. As I talk now, government in every financial year injects 720 million shillings here, cuts of 20 million to 36 Emyoga enterprises here, on top of the seed capital which was released here of 1.6 billion shillings. So when people utilize it, you see that it is going to improve them. Now, when you come on the line of agriculture, of course, through PDM, people access money where they can buy fertilizers or buy coffee seedlings or buy animals for rearing or chicken for rearing. But also, additionally, in agriculture sector, government has ensured that it procures fertilizers for coffee farmers. Actually, even as I talk now, we have a batch of fertilizer which we are going to give to farmers. It's because the drought has been long, but we are set to give it out. So you see that in the line of agriculture, government is doing well to improve the status of the people of Masaka. Recently, about 8 months ago, the leaders of Masaka, Greater Masaka, including Masaka City, were invited by General retired Salim Akandwanaho Saleh, who is the chief coordinator of Operation Wealth Creation, to Namunkekera. And when we went there, the general guided us that for you to have additional opportunities, you need to have a strategic plan. He guided us to come up with a strategic plan, and fortunately, I happened to be the leader of my colleagues, RDCs, and the political leaders, and also business people, across cultural leaders, religious leaders. We came up with a strategic plan, courtesy of General Saleh's guidance, and that one also is going to give advantage to the people of Masaka to attract investment even outside government. So when I look at Masaka now, in the next 5 years, based on my layman observation, I see Masaka growing. Majority of the people, to almost 80%, are going to be in the lower, about 80 or 60% are going to be in the lower middle income. But when I look at the 20%, some of whom have already reached upper middle income, you are going to see that the people of Masaka within 5 years are going to economically improve, and also investment in this area. Now that within the strategic plan, we have a plan of requesting government to establish an industrial park here, you are going to see Masaka booming high. That's why I want to invite Ugandans and non-Ugandans to come and invest in Masaka here. I want to thank partners. Of course, government does a lot, but also we have partners who also support us. One, we have the private sector, business people, marketeers, traders, hoteliers, and also non-government organizations like Lions, non-government organizations like religious sectors have really helped to boost the socio-economic transformation of Masaka. Therefore, on behalf of government, and in this case His Excellency General retired Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, I want to thank you partners who have actually helped to invest, because we have partners here who are also going to help us, who are helping us in the processing of garbage. So you can't go without us appreciating your efforts.
The Lens program on UBC TV is proudly brought to you by
Welcome home. It is small, but it is something. Everyone starts from somewhere.
Welcome home.
The problem is the foundation.
Do you know the kind of cement I'm using in this foundation? I guarantee you even my grandchildren will come and find this house.
Muzafaru, the day I decide to build, in fact, I will import the foundation into the country. By the way, your security lights, they are very small. Me, when I build my house, I will put the motion sensor.
As you can see the living room, I managed to bring in some tiles.
And I told you, when I build my house, I get tiles from Italy raw, bring them here, original. This nonsense of having one TV, me!
Some people talk about